Hello and welcome to episode 44 of Speak Free with MattyG. We're joined here today by a very special guest, Troy Eggleston, former Colo High School science teacher. You're still a current science teacher at another school now. But yeah, you were a teacher at the school I went to. And you're also the season 1 Mastermind champion.
Yep.
And you've been on a range of other quiz style shows as well.
Yeah, I have.
So we'll talk about that today. We're also going to talk about what's the name of
Autism Spectrum Disorder,
which you were diagnosed with quite late in life.
Just earlier this year, officially, but I kind of knew.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. So we'll talk about that. Give people a bit of a better understanding of what that sort of entails.
Yep.
And we're also going to talk a lot of footy because we're both mad rugby league fans.
What on earth gave you that impression, Mr. Western Suburbs Victor Jersey?
You know what? I love my Magpies.
Yeah.
My dad was a Magpies supporter. He grew up in Granville, but back then they played at Lidcombe.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So grew up a big Western Suburbs Magpies supporter.
That's all right. That's all right. No one's perfect.
Passed it on to me. Unfortunately, half my family go for Penrith. My brother is.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Suck up to the guest. Well done. You're doing good. You learned lots when I taught you. Well done.
But I'm excited for this year. Obviously, we're actually filming on Sunday the 3rd of March. This will come out a bit later, but rugby league is back today officially.
It is.
So that's exciting. So 2 games in Vegas. Mm-hmm. What is your thoughts on it going over there?
I think it's an incredibly stupid idea.
You do?
I just can't see a cracking in the market. They might want to wait a while because the Rugby World Cup in 2031 is being held in the United States. That's unless they decide not to host it anymore. I think you can try and get a bit proactive and try and get in front of that, but because rugby unions at the Olympics now with 7-a-side and the rugby 15-a-side World Cup's being held in the United States, they might have tried to piggyback that. The English Super League tried to do it with the Toronto Wolfpack, didn't really take.
Yeah.
So look, I could be proved wrong. I just think you got to pick your spots. Have they gone off early? I don't know, but look, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I sort of feel indifferent to it. I'm excited about it as a fan. I think it's cool. I think people who were lucky enough to go over there and watch it, I think they would be having a great time in Vegas.
God, you're Vegas, baby, yeah.
And I think it's the right place to do it if you're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, rather than another city in America, I think Vegas is the right place.
I think you might be right there. Yeah.
And yeah, it is a fun. If Tigers were playing, I'd probably be in Vegas right now.
Oh, well.
But
like they're ever going to get invited.
Luckily, we have the bye in round 1, so we'll actually start the year with 2 points.
Yeah, all right.
For a change.
For doing nothing. Well done. That's the only way you get them.
Now, we'll talk about your teaching career.
Yep.
Obviously, started at Colo High School in 2006.
Yes.
So I think my brother started there in 2007.
Yep.
So that was
I
his
had him
first
in year, I want to say...
Year 8?
8? I thought it was 10.
Maybe year 10.
My old age is getting to me.
You know what? I think it was year 10
Yeah.
because that's when I started year 7 and I think you were his teacher then.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember to say, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And who was it that used to wear their... Who was it that was the Queenslander?
Calabiano, yeah.
Calabiano.
Yeah.
I remember he'd always wear his Queensland jersey.
Yeah, and he's born and bred in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, all right, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
We qualify for the team then.
Yeah, but I have a few words I'd like to I'd like to say about him, but
yeah. No, hang on.
We promised to keep swearing to a minimum, so
yeah, all right. Yeah, because best behaviour and all that.
Want to show the kids
language,
this.
Matthew.
Yeah, I've been told off for that before. Don't you worry. But obviously, what sort of when you started teaching, was it the reality? Did it match what you thought it would be?
No. Long story short, no. I came in from another profession. The other profession fell through, and I needed something to basically retraining quickly to basically pay bills. And Charles Sturt University of Bathurst ran a 1-year grad dip ed, and because I did a science degree with my, I'll say law degree, I became a science teacher. So I just did the teaching part of it because I'd already done the science part of it. So that's how I became a science teacher.
Right.
Walking in the door, a lot more was expected of me than I was expecting. With teaching, it's a great case of, oh, here's your degree, now go learn to be a teacher. And a lot of it, they can't teach you at uni. They just go, you go in the room and you figure things out the hard way sometimes. And it took me about 2 or 3 years to really get in the swing of it, and to me, to be happy, like to call myself, I know what I'm doing here. I did struggle a lot at the beginning of my career, to the point I nearly lost my job. But I was able to turn it around, and now, I'm established now, getting towards 2 decades doing it. So I'd like to think I would have some semblance. I know what I'm doing.
And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, elements. There's a whole bunch of elements I enjoy. There's a whole bunch of elements to it I don't like.
Yeah.
But I think on the whole, the goods outweigh the bads on that one. I think that like I said, if there's anyone out there thinking about becoming a teacher, I would say, look, there is going to be some ordinary stuff, and it's not going to be your fault, and things are going to go wrong, and it's not going to be your fault. There are things that are going to go right, and you're going to go, how do I do that? So it is not a precise science, and I would say, just make sure you're prepared to cop the goods and the bads, because there will be some bads. So
yeah. And have you noticed any change in sort of kids' behavior from when you started to now? Has it gotten worse? Has it gotten better?
Mobile phones changed everything.
Yeah.
Mobile phone behaviour has changed everything. Social media has changed everything, because everything can instantaneously be popped up on a phone. Therefore, that makes it more reachable and that sort of thing to adolescents. As a result of that, the influence of that, I think, is coming in. They have, in New South Wales DET schools, they have, as of, I think it was beginning of term 4 last year, they banned phones. Great. Fantastic. You ban phones. Give me your phone. No. Oh, God, here we go again.
Yeah.
There is an element of that. But I think that's the main instigator of the change, like things like AI. Like, we can't give them here's an assignment, submit in 4 weeks' time a 5-page assignment on the life of Albert Einstein. What do? ChatGPT, punch it out. Don't have to think. Now, we can't do that anymore. And we'll get around it, because teaching profession, when Google came up, we got around that. When computers came up, we got around that. When all sorts of things came up, we got around it. We'll adapt. But there's always a consistent challenge out there to adapt.
AI is crazy.
It is scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Some of the things I've seen recently, I talked about it on my episode with Tuesday, is like how far it's come just in 3 months, and then 3 months prior to that, and 3 months prior to that.
Yep.
It's just insane. Like, some videos I see now, it's like a news report of something happening.
Yep.
That never even happened.
Nope.
It's a completely AI fabricated news
and the
story.
news anchor doesn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, in real life. Yeah.
It's mental. And it's but eventually that is going to be used to control information.
It is.
And
like I said,
scares me.
I think the example I like to use, the most recent Indiana Jones movie. There's a section, without doing the spoilers, there's a section at the beginning of the movie which is set like 20 years beforehand.
Right, yeah.
And they have completely AI'd Harrison's Ford face to make him look like from that era, if you know the Indiana Jones canon.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that going, well, I can put Charlie Chaplin in a movie now.
Yeah.
If I wanted to.
It's crazy.
And I think there was like the recent actors strike in the United States were highlighting this. They were saying, look, we're going to lose our jobs, because you could just go hit return and boom, there's an actor.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So, like I said, it'll adapt. Everyone has a tendency to adapt, and usually it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Like, everyone was worried when robots started making cars on the production line. People will adapt, but it's like people are still trying to get their heads around it. So we're still at that point, I think. Yeah.
And it's this wishy-washy sort of space we're in at the moment, where it's not really sure what's legal and what's not with AI. Like, can they use someone's likeness? Can they use their face? Can they use their voice?
Intellectual
legally?
property.
Intellectual
like
property.
I said,
it's a weird, like, grey area.
Yeah, it is. It's like there's going to be a whole bunch of court cases going to be, because there's got to be precedents set, because there's got to be rules set.
100%.
What is your property?
Yeah.
Like when DNA testing first coming in, there are some jurisdictions that now require a warrant to compulsorily DNA test you for a crime.
Yeah.
Because it's effectively a search. So they treat it the same way. I think there's the legal rules have got to be in place to say, all right, you own your image, you own your voice, unless you've signed it away or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's real weird.
Yeah.
And it's, I feel like it needs to be sorted quick
Yes.
because it's getting too fucking advanced. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Look,
But-
the occasional magic word, I won't shoot you. Come on.
But it's
I've
getting-
seen this show before. You've been pretty good so far. I will say that.
It's but it's getting so advanced so quick. It's like we need to stop this now, like before it gets.
I wouldn't say stop it, but make sure
definitely-
everyone knows their rights.
Yeah,
And just make sure, because, things like even going back to when Google first started, okay, your image is on the internet. Do you own that image? And
Yeah.
it's like, it's not clear cut. And so it's come up before. And I think people need to start. And if you are going to, like, I think Samuel L. Jackson in one of his previous contracts said, no, you don't own my image, because he knows what's going on. He's done enough of those Marvel movies and he's been CGI'd till the cows come home.
yeah,
And he knows the deal and that sort of thing. And so the people are getting a bit more canny on, okay, with this, and the knowledge out there and legal advice and that sort of thing is going to get more and more and more and more, and people will know where they're at.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think, like I said, we're in a bit of a holding pattern at the moment because everyone's still trying to figure it out. But because it's only blown up in the last year or so.
yeah,
It really is new relative to anything else. So, like I said, everyone's still figuring it out.
yeah,
And once everyone has figured it out, I think it'll be a very effective tool in multimedia things and that sort of thing. And I think it'll be used very, very well. And people will know how to do it properly.
yeah. And is that a topic that comes up quite a lot in your science classes? And that?
Well,
Have you noticed?
The AI only really comes about when I talk about assignments with the students. I'm a science teacher. I'm not really a computing teacher.
Yeah,
The computing now, when I went to school, there was one computing subject called computing studies. Now that's back in the Stone Age, when I was in the 1990s, when I was a student myself. Sorry if I just made anyone feel old. But then it's starting to separate up. There's a software and a hardware course now for the HSC and that sort of thing. But that would be a course that would have to constantly adapt for these new things.
Yeah.
And AI, I can see that potentially as coming in as a subject by itself.
yeah,
If it hasn't already, they're changing the syllabus in a couple of years. Wouldn't surprise me if it has.
yeah,
But it's more. I think it's probably more. You got to adapt for the world around you, and computing teachers have to do that more so than science teachers or maths teachers or anything like that. So and all the computing teachers I've ever met do a good job with that.
yeah. Do you find kids more interested now in different science subjects than they were when you started, or do you reckon it's gotten worse? Like less
Certain
interested?
parts of it, it's about the same. Like the ones the most interesting, from what I found, there's 3 elements of science that a lot of high school students are interested in: forensic science, astronomy, and marine biology.
Yeah. Is that because you think they can see a career out of that?
No, I wouldn't say career, but more they just know about it and they're just interested in it. It's space.
Yeah.
Like those forensic science, probably not as much now the CSI shows have gone off, but they're still interested in it and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so there really isn't that much forensic science in the current syllabus. There's marine, and marine comes in biology, and the school I'm a teacher at the moment runs a marine subject. We also run a astronomy subject for years 9 and 10.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's great.
Yeah.
And you can, in the syllabus, you got your year 9 and 10 electives, got a list of things, and astronomy and marine are on that. I'd love to see forensic science on that, because that's the area of science I did my degree in. But that areas, other areas, I wouldn't say it's getting worse, but it's just, there's a lot, because when this science is such a broad area, it's hard for someone to be interested in all of it. I'm not interested in all of it. There's bits, this course I look at and go, oh, I've got to teach this again.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Okay. But, it's such a wide thing. So parts of it, yes, but parts of it, yeah, because it's so broad, it's hard to keep them all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about your time on Mastermind.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, obviously. You won. You were
Yeah,
champion.
I am.
And then you went back. Has it aired?
I went back last year. They
Yeah.
did a one-off. It was going to be the Champion of Champions special.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, one of the champions after me had passed away, so they couldn't do it. They needed another champion. So
Right.
it's gone to air by the time this drops, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
The air date was March 25th. So that was you probably can work it out. I don't know if we're
Yeah,
meant to
I
talk
think
about
so.
in future. Are we talking in the past or
Yeah. I think by the time, well,
Yeah.
we'll just be honest, this is getting recorded on Sunday the 3rd of March.
3rd of
and
March, yeah.
This will come out.
You can tell because there's a West Tigers supporter who's actually optimistic.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Is
Yes.
last year on my first episode, I think it was my first episode, I think the footy season, I don't know if it started yet or maybe had just started.
Yep.
I said, I don't see us getting the wooden spoon this year.
Oh,
Right?
God.
I said that last year.
Yep.
So I'm just not going to make any comments like that now.
No, I think you probably should shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, the Panther fans are the ones being crowy at the moment. The Tigers fans are just kind of just hiding.
Yeah. At least we sacked our board though.
Oh yeah.
But in saying that, now there's no one to blame if it goes.
Oh, there's plenty of people to
goes shit
blame.
again.
There's a ton of people to blame.
Not the people I want to blame.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, don't touch Benji. He's doing his best.
Don't touch Benji.
There's only so much you can
My
polish
boy.
a turd.
But Mastermind, what was that experience like?
At first, really, really nerve wracking. I remember the first episode I filmed. I was just packing death there because it was always a sort of a bucket list because I always loved game shows when I was a little kid, and I thought I wanted to go on one day and that sort of thing. We had Sail the Century back in the olden days, and it went off air just as I was old enough to go on it, and I tossing up a while, and I saw the ad on, I think it was on Facebook, saying, "Hey, we're doing Mastermind." And I heard the show was a UK version. I thought, why not give it a crack, see what happens.
Yeah.
And I didn't go on the show expecting to do as well as what I did, but it was nerve-wracking, but then it got fun. Each time I went back, it got more fun because I was a bit more confident in what I was doing and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And so that's how it runs, does it? That you like play and then you go back for another round, is it?
Okay, so what happened was there's in a week, you got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're sort of your heats, and then they have a weekly final on the Friday of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday winner.
Okay.
And I won't divulge broadcast secrets, but they're filmed pretty close together. And then if you win the weekly final, you come back in the last week of the season because they do 16 weeks and they do 4 heats again, except all with weekly winners.
Right.
And the winners of the four weekly winners semis go in the grand final on the last Friday.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool they do it like that. I've personally never watched it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's cool. What channel is it?
SBS.
SBS.
6 o'clock weeknights.
Okay, cool. You watch it every night, do you?
No. No, I don't. And
You
the reason I don't even watch my episodes because they come up and repeat anymore because I'm like, oh, been there, done that.
Really? Yeah.
Only because it's 6 o'clock for me. I've got 2 little kids and it ain't happening.
Yeah.
It's just I want to get them to bed and
Yeah, that's
I sometimes watch some of them on repeat because I've got some mates who've been on the show as well.
Yeah.
And I watch their episodes and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just the wrong time of day. Don't read anything into that SBS. But yeah, it's just the wrong time of day for me.
6 o'clock, yeah. It's right at
SBS,
like dinner
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Family time.
Bath time. Yeah.
And what's some shows that you do like now, like quiz shows? Do you watch The Chase?
I have watched it a little bit. I watched The Chase a little bit. Millionaire Hot Seat when it was on air, I watched that a fair bit as well. Hard Quiz, I don't mind, but Hard Quiz is more of a comedy show with a quiz show format, if that makes sense. So that is what it is. That sort of thing. I also like watching Jeopardy.
Okay.
There's a few reruns of that on SBS and on Binge and that sort of thing. There's some episodes of that I like watching as well.
Yeah.
Really think they should bring. I think they are. They filmed some episodes in the UK with Aussie expats.
Right, okay.
And that's coming out to Australia. I wouldn't mind that coming out because I wouldn't mind a little bit of coin. But that's the thing about Mastermind, you don't win money.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just win the bowl at the end of it. And that
Okay.
sort of thing. So that's everyone's like, show us your bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the chase though, would you ever be a chaser?
Oh, gee, that's not my call.
But if they came to you, said, Troy, you're a genius. We want you to be the
now
next
you're
chaser."
making it up because no one ever come to me saying that. If offered, yes. I think there's not enough people on Australian television, smart people on TV being smart. Like when I watched Sale of the Century when I was a kid, I can reel off about half a dozen like people who won champion series off the top of my head, and they're out there. So I can do that. Like there's a bit of a Mount Rushmore of quizzing in Australia from Sale of the Century. Now, I think there's not, but don't get me wrong, every single show can't be like that. But for the kids who are intelligent out there, is there enough intelligent people on television being intelligent to say, oh, look, there's something I can aspire to? And so I think that needs to be looked at. And so if I ever did it, yes, I'd jump at the chance only for that particular reason.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not my call. There's a lot of people, good people out there at the moment, and I think they're up to 10 now, 10 chasers or something like that.
Right,
I'm
okay.
sorry I forget the size. There might not be enough. I don't think there's room for me at this point.
Yeah.
But look, I'd absolutely jump at the chance if I were to do it, because I just think it'd be the best thing, and because this is going to sound a bit like you get to be the smartest person in the room, and no one thinks you're a complete dropkick as a result of it.
Yeah.
Because I suppose you think you're smart, don't you? It's like, yeah,
There is that attitude, isn't there,
Yeah.
with intelligent people?
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah,
Because,
it's a loaded question.
yeah.
I mean, okay, you think you're smart, don't you? Well, if I say yes, I sound like an arrogant twerp.
Yeah.
If I say no, I'd be lying.
Yeah.
So what am I meant to say to that?
Yeah.
And I think tall poppy syndrome in Australia maybe has a bit to do with that.
100%. I've talked about that
Yeah.
quite a bit on here.
And it's like people, you all right, you got the people, good footy players, they watch the footy players on TV, they can aspire to something.
yeah.
You got the good singers, they can watch music channels and that sort of thing, they can aspire to something. The smart kids, what do they got?
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it is a little bit of the tall poppy syndrome in Australia, but I still think, if you took a punt on it and you did it right, some of these shows could really take off. Like Sale of the Century was on air for 22 years.
Yeah.
So
It's a long time.
Yeah. And if you go 22 years with the same format, which is pretty much what they did,
Yeah.
you're doing something right
Yeah.
on television. So if they do it properly,
And
It's-
people
yeah.
love it. Like, I watch The Chase.
Mm-hmm.
My nan, she's the funniest person to watch The Chase with.
yeah,
She'll, excuse my swearing in this part,
go on. I'll forgive you.
but she sits there and she gets so angry. I don't know why she watches it, but she goes, "You're told the fucking answers. You fucking lying cunt."
They're not.
I didn't think they
No,
were either.
they're not. They're
I was
not.
like,
Well,
what
I've-
would be the point of it then?
No,
You know?
because what you got to realise
But
is
she is dead set convinced they are.
Yeah, no, I would say this that okay, don't assume if someone's so far better than you than someone else that they're cheating. They could be just that much bloody better than you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
It's like, Penrith's so good at the moment because they're cheating because the refs love it. No, it's because
Yeah.
they've got a good bunch of players.
100%.
Yeah, that sort of thing. It's that sort of thing. Don't assume it. I know a couple of people on the show. I've done some quizzing with them and that sort of thing, and definitely not. They
Definitely
are not
not.
told the answers.
They're the
No.
real deal.
They don't need to be told the answers.
Well, that's why I thought it would
Yeah.
be fun to do a little quiz right
Oh.
now.
Here we go. All right.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
you keen to do it?
I'm palpable.
We don't have to do it.
Let's do it.
All
All right. I knew this was going to come up.
Because I thought we have some questions here. I have the answers. I wouldn't be able to answer these.
All right, go
Well,
on.
maybe some, but we'll see. We'll see how you go.
All right, go
Name either letter that is worth 10 points in English Scrabble.
I can do both of them. Q and Z.
Well done. What is the capital city of Greece?
Athens.
Yep, correct. How many sides does a pentagon have?
5.
How many letters are there in the English alphabet?
26.
Who won the FIFA World Cup in 2010?
Spain.
Which franchise has characters called Pikachu, Charizard,
Pokemon.
and Mewtwo? Okay. Which of these three words is a palindrome? Boda, Moda, Rhoda.
Rhoda.
Well done. Boston is the capital city of which US state?
Massachusetts.
The adjective canine refers to which animal?
Dog.
The armistice ending World War I came in what year?
1918.
Yep. A Bloody Mary cocktail contains which alcoholic spirit?
Vodka. And I don't even drink.
Correct. In which century did the American Civil War take place?
That would have been the 19th century.
Correct. Which planet is the sixth planet from the sun?
Saturn.
Correct. Pythagoras' theorem is a theorem concerning which shape?
Triangle.
Correct. The Eiffel Tower is founded in which European capital city?
Paris.
Correct. What animated 2010 film was the largest grossing movie of the year?
Oh, this would have been Toy Story 3.
Correct.
Yep.
Who was the first president of the United States?
Washington.
Yep. Which singer first and most famously sang Jailhouse Rock?
Elvis Presley.
Correct.
I'm just like, hang on, there was another one. It's Blue Suede Shoes. It's actually a cover.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's not him. It's a guy
not
called
him.
Carl Perkins did it before Elvis, but yeah.
Okay.
So I was just making sure it wasn't that one.
Yes, some extra knowledge
Sorry,
for us.
I'll stop. I'll do this.
Canberra is the capital city of which country?
Yeah, Canberra's capital Australia, isn't it?
Yeah. Venison is the name given to the meat of which
Deer.
animal? Yes. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio starred in what James
Titanic.
Cameron film? Correct. What is the Japanese word for harbour wave?
Tsunami.
Correct. Animal Farm was written by which author?
George Orwell.
Correct. What does the acronym KFC stand for?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Correct. What is the first book of the Hebrew Bible?
Genesis.
Correct. In which year did the first man set foot on the moon?
1969.
Correct. Which city hosted the 2008 Summer Olympics?
Beijing.
Correct. The country Gabon?
Yep.
Gabon is found on which continent?
Africa.
Correct. Which of the Earth's oceans is the largest?
Pacific.
Correct. Which is the only sign of the zodiac to begin with the letter T?
Taurus.
Correct. Poker Face, Just Dance, and Bad Romance.
Lady Gaga.
Correct. Who sang the 1980s hit song Billie Jean?
Michael Jackson.
Correct. Which author wrote the novel Catch-22?
That was Joseph Heller.
Correct. Michael Jeffrey Jordan became famous as a great player of which sport?
Basketball.
Correct. Who wrote the play Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
Correct. Maggie, Lisa, and Marge are part of which famous TV
Simpson.
family? Correct. Which star of the film Rebel Without a Cause died at the age of 24?
James Dean.
Correct. The positive square root of 36 is?
6.
Correct. And nappy is the British equivalent of
Diaper.
which American word? Correct. Which chemical element has the symbol AU?
Oh, better get this one right. Gold.
Correct. That's it. That's all of them.
All right, you're right.
Well, 100%. Well, there you go. So, Chaser, Australia, if you're watching, I think we've just found our next Chaser. I'm going to put it out there.
Oh, look, that's not my call. And
Look, mate, if you were the
Yeah.
Chaser, they're never winning the money. Never.
You'd like to think that, but yeah, probably if I ever got it my first day, I'd probably muck it up completely.
Yeah. Now, we'll talk footy.
Yep,
You love your footy.
Yes, I
You
do.
love your Penrith Panthers.
I do.
We're in the heart of Penrith here.
Yep.
How have you always gone for Penrith your whole life?
I started going for Penrith when I moved to the area when I was 9.
Okay, yep.
And that was 1989. I'll tell you when it was first season. I really got interested in Penrith. And I was interested in them. Super League knocked me around with because I disagreed with the decision with Penrith going to Super League. I did not like it at all. I thought it was wrong. So I kind of lost interest. Like I was a bit angry with the Panthers, and I thought I can't. I've got a bit of conscience here. I can't do this because I saw what happened to some decent clubs who got merged and that sort of thing. I thought that was wrong.
Yeah.
And so I went around. And then I moved back to the area to teach at Colo High in 2006. I kind of took up where I left off.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
between that time, did you sort of not really support a club?
I did sort of like fleetingly with the Roosters because it wasn't the same because Fittler went in Super League because he's same with the RL. He went to play for the Roosters.
Yeah.
So I was a bit interested in them. Then I lived in Newcastle for a while, and you kind of get wrapped up with all the Newcastle fever because every second ad is a blooming Newcastle Knights player trying to sell you cars in Australia. On
They
on
love
TV.
their footy up there, don't they?
It is just immense. I lived there when they won the 01 grand final.
That would have been amazing.
Argo me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I went up there to watch Newcastle versus
Yeah.
Tigers last year. I want to say it was last year. Yeah, last year. Early last year. And that stadium there, it's just beautiful.
Oh, I haven't been to it since they redid it. They
Right.
reopened in 2004. I moved away from Newcastle in 2003.
Yeah, right.
So I haven't been in the new one. I'd love to go there. It's because they've named the grandstand after Joey because, yeah. We're just waiting for the statue. Yeah.
It's a great stadium.
It is, and it's a massive rugby league town, and it is just immersive, that place, with regards to the Knights. And so when they in '97, when they won it, they just had BHP clothes on them, and that was their major thing. So they just copped it, and so that was, they needed that in '97 when they beat Manly.
Yeah,
and
that was special.
That was huge. Now Darren Albert, 6 seconds to go and all that. That was just fairy tale stuff there.
Yeah.
And then 2001 they played Parramatta, and Parramatta were the unbackable favourites. So Parramatta do what they usually do when they're unbackable favourites, which was completely blow up.
Yeah. You know what? That will be one thing we do have in common with footy, because I hate Parramatta.
I live in the area now.
Oh,
I
do
live in Northmead, and
no.
guys, did you know? Actually, no. They rebuilt the stadium, and they actually found a fossil there, and they've actually found a fossil of an eel in the area where they used to have it. I'm not kidding.
Wait, is this real? Oh,
it's
not a joke. Is this a setup?
This is real as it needs to be. Anyway, they found the fossil there, and they decided to name it after the Parramatta eels, because they actually dated it, and they figured out that the animal with the fossil died the last year Parramatta won the grand final.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, sorry.
That's good.
It's just,
It's good chat.
I've got to drive back there this afternoon. I don't think I should get too mouthy about them.
Well, yeah, I stay in Granville during the week at my nan's.
Yeah,
and it's Parramatta area now.
Yeah.
Since Western Suburbs moved to Campbelltown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's weird. Granville's a weird one, because it's sort of like the in-between between Doggies fans and Parramatta fans.
Yeah, it is
the big Lebanese community, so they love their doggies, but yeah.
Yeah, when you go further south down that way, then you start hitting Bulldogs territory. But Granville I've always associated with being Parramatta area.
Yeah.
For school-wise, it's in the Parramatta local area. You know how there's different districts. It's I think pretty sure it's in the Parramatta area.
Yeah.
If I'm not
and their
mistaken.
local clubs now play for in the Parramatta comp.
Yeah, and they do. So yeah, and it's a big area, and it's frankly they should have done better than what they have. To be honest with you, it's such a big area. It's just that it's got a massive junior league, and they just keep stuffing it.
Yeah.
Like 2022, as a Penrith fan, was the apocalypse scenario for me in the grand final. Like, if Parramatta won that, not only does the streak end, they beat Penrith to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God, no. Come on. No. And thank God they didn't win.
I know.
But, yeah. And it's just...
I think that would be my worst nightmare. I think Tigers losing a grand final to either Parramatta or to Manly.
Oh.
That would kill me.
Yeah.
I think that would kill me, especially Manly. Manly would really piss me off.
Oh, I sat through the 90s where Manly were bloody good. Dog got him in 95 and Knights got him in 97, and there was so much anti-Manly sentiment. Doesn't really pop up nowadays because Manly were the standard best team. It's a bit like what's happened to Penrith now.
I think if they rise again, it'll come back.
Yeah, but who are you kidding? I mean, Tommy Turbo can't carry him that much.
Yeah,
seriously.
Everyone's got him. So many. I was reading some previews of the season. So many people have him tipped for Dally M this year.
Oh no, if he fires, yeah.
If he fires,
I
but
do
he's
worry
so
about
injury prone.
He's injury prone, and Cherry Evans will take votes off him.
Yes, true.
That's the thing. It's like everyone's saying Cleary will win it this year. Well, if he stays injury free, he should. Why? Because who's going to take the votes off him? That's the thing. Who's the other megastar in the team that'll take the votes off? Like Latrell with Souths. You know, Cameron Murray will probably take votes off him.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. It's like, it's not because Latrell's done it. It's just, it's the reason Joey was so regarded as highly at Newcastle, because who's the other megastar in the team?
True.
And
yes.
you're racking your brain a bit. And that sort of thing. Whereas Penrith, Cleary's that good. But with Manly, you got Turbo there. And he's talking about, is he playing fullback this year? Or is he in the centres? What's he doing?
I don't know. I'm not actually sure. We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah, definitely. Well, the first game starts when?
In an hour.
Yeah. Okay. we got to make sure we wrap up before that. Yep, got it.
But how do you really think, just with your head, do you think Panthers could win a fourth?
Yes.
You do?
And the only, sounds like, because I'm a Panther fan talking out the backside, It's not. Okay, look at last year. Who did we lose? We lost Critter, we lost outside back, and we lost a bench forward.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, what's his name? Taylor May comes in the centres. Great. Bench forward, got 1,000 then. Maverick Guy probably comes in.
Yeah.
Son of MG, who is an MG himself.
Great player too.
Very good player, and it's a matter of time before he cracks in. And you got to remember the Penrith system's in place and that sort of thing, and it's just the way things they've got. Oh, you're gone, all right. You just come in, great. We're just as good as what we were.
Yeah.
You know, and that thing. So
yeah, their depth is crazy.
yes, and Brisbane, who was the team that got close to us last year, what have they done? They've lost Farnworth, they've lost Flegel, they've lost about 4 blokes who are very good players.
Yeah.
Okay, Ezra Mam's a year older, but so's Adam Reynolds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Brisbane, look, if they turn around and win it, they can use what happened in the GF last year as motivation.
Yeah.
Or it completely stuff them in the head. It can go either way.
Yeah.
So I just think who's jumping out at Penrith? Who's going to be the ones challenged? Everyone's saying the Roosters, who that the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Manly, they reckon they're going to improve because Turbo's fit, apparently. I don't know. South apparently are going to get. I've heard this before.
Yeah.
And it's just like Penrith are just the common factor. It's who's going to play Penrith in the grand final. And I don't remember in my lifetime that sort of a fait accompli where everyone thought, yeah, it's going to be Penrith versus someone. Penrith may not win it, but it's just Penrith's going to be up there in the top couple, providing injuries don't hit. Or yeah,
that's what I'm really hoping for.
What injuries?
Is Penrith in the grand final, but they lose it.
Yeah.
And the only reason I want this is because I want Jerome Luai to come over the Tigers hungry.
Yeah.
For a win. You know?
Yeah, because the other 3 rings he won apparently aren't enough.
Well, yeah. If he wins a 4th, it's like, is he going to come and be like, yeah?
I think he might be that. Yeah.
I hope not.
How many players have won 3 grand finals?
You know what? I think. But the thing with him is that he, to me, I don't know him personally, but to me, he seems like a guy who just wants to prove people wrong.
Yes.
And I think that's a really important factor in signing him.
Yep.
Is that he does have that drive in him.
Yep.
Even it doesn't have to do with premierships and that, but he just wants to be that dominant force for the Tigers.
Yeah. He needs to realise, okay, his role was, and this is not being disrespectful to him, at Penrith, he's second banana to Cleary. He's the foil for Cleary.
Yeah.
When he's at the Tigers, there is no foil. It's him. It's on him. Whether he can deal with it, I think he's probably good enough to do it, but he's got to be in the right headspace, and the Tigers can't play the same way Penrith did. I noticed that when Api Coruscant came across. Api Coruscant runs out from dummy half. He goes for a run. I don't think anyone used what he's doing. He turns around, and no one was there. Now, at Penrith, 10 blokes would be there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different club.
It is.
So,
yeah,
as long as he does that, I don't think he'll do it. It will be better in his first year, but he'll be better for the run, and things will get better from there. Because apparently you've got a good bunch of juniors coming through, and I'm pretty confident that the streak of wooden spoons is going to end sometime in the next 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. God, I hope it's this year.
Oh,
God. I can't deal with it again.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be a supporter of the West Tigers, but I wouldn't give it up for anything.
No. Look, the bad times, and Penrith's been crap. There have been times. A couple of times. There's been wooden spoons. There's been wooden spoons for Penrith.
Yeah.
And it's like, guess what? This is the reason you when Penrith are as good as they are now, it's the reason you do it, because you go through the bad times.
Yeah.
And it's the reason. It makes it like if you won it every year, it'd be boring as bat poo.
Yeah.
Like it would be. It's just
be nice to win just one.
Just one would be. You did win one. Well, 2005.
2005. Yeah, I wasn't old enough to party.
Yeah, fair enough. That's what I'm worried about. I'm just like, if Tigers ever do win it, I'm like, geez, call the National Guard.
Yeah. I think it'll be the happiest moment of my life.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I think it actually would. I think I would cry.
Yeah.
I would get a tattoo that same night.
Just make sure you're sober when you do it.
I wouldn't be.
Oh, you probably wouldn't be, but just make sure it's spelled right.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd get any spelling. Maybe just premiers.
Probably just go the logo. Just go the logo or something like that. Yeah, go the logo. Yeah, that's what you do. That's something
I can add premiers to it when I'm...
Yeah, get a logo and then add premiers to it when they win it sometime in the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Just by law of averages, not because you're any good.
Yeah. You know what? It does worry me. I was a bit excited for this year, and then I saw us... We were pretty pathetic against St. George last week in the trial.
It's a trial. What we do.
It is a trial, but we named a pretty good side. That's what
We have.
worries me.
And it's your first game. Like, we had the same problem against Wigan. It's a trial. Yeah, it's the World Club Challenge, but it's a trial.
It's a trial.
It was your first
Yeah.
game of the season. We got that close. I'm actually pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
yeah.
let's be real, Panthers were robbed.
Oh, God. It's just-
Panthers were robbed.
I hate blaming the ref.
But in that
Yeah,
instance, you have every right
because
to.
we had chances to score anyway, and we got held up after the bell and that sort of thing. I don't like blaming the ref, but yeah, that was pretty ordinary.
Yeah, that was definitely a no try. From,
Oh God,
from
yes,
them.
he was about a foot short.
Yeah,
Line.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
no way he got that over.
Yeah.
Now, what are some of your fondest memories? Did you go to the grand final?
2022, I did.
2022.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Panthers, Para.
Panthers Para. That was
Yep.
a very good night because we beat Para.
You didn't go last year?
No, I didn't. Didn't have enough brownie points for that one. As it turned out, it was a good thing because it was 38 degrees.
Yeah, it was hot. I was there.
Oh,
I was sitting on the Brisbane end.
oh, gee,
It's,
that was all sunshine and rainbows after the game, wasn't
yeah,
it?
well, it was good. It was good
yeah.
for me because I was definitely going for Penrith.
Yeah.
Can't bring myself to support a Queensland team.
Yeah.
No way. But yeah, I was giving him heaps after it.
Yeah.
For sure. Even though I was in a Tigers
Oh,
jersey. But
yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're hiding all the Penrith supporters when you do it. Yeah, what he said, yeah.
But no, it was that was a good game of footy.
It was a very good game of footy, and at no point at any time in that game did I think Penrith were going to lose.
Really?
Really?
Man, I just can't believe what a comeback.
Oh, look, I'll tell you what, this is what really happened with me. I came home, I was watching the local bolo, and I came home at half time because it was a hot day. I was feeling like crap. And it was just as they scored, Ezra Mayer scored his first try. It was 12-8 Broncos. I went, oh, here we go. And then I got out, I had a shower because I was feeling like crap, and I got out of the shower, checked my phone, and it just had the try scorers, Ezra Mam, and you know, he scored 3 tries in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, all right, the rainbows hit him in the butt. It just happens sometimes. There's not much Penrith can do about it. I was like, the run had to end some point. Like, we're not going to do this forever.
Yeah.
And I was just feeling like crap, put my head down. Every so often, I'd check the phone back. Oh, we got one. Oh, we got one back. And then I was annoyed because I thought we were going to do the same thing we did in 2020, which was be behind by a mile, come screaming back and miss by just.
Yes.
And I thought that was going to happen. But then they saw Cleary scored and that sort of thing. And it's just Penrith. People hate Penrith even more now because they thought they were going to have the moment. I'll tell you what, so many people went the early crow with me, giving me the message going, the reign of Penrith is over. Yada, yada.
Yeah.
And everyone went the early crow. And it's like, and then we had this moment taken away from them, and you bastards.
Yeah.
And Penrith hate, you know, as soon as every time they wriggle out of it, which is what they did, they get hated even more. It's a bit like in wrestling when the bad guy cheats to win. You think the good guy's going to win, and the bad guy cheats and wins. It's like, you took that moment away from me, you mongrel. I hate you even more now. So, yeah.
And it's pure hatred from people against Penrith.
It's just, and 4 years ago, they didn't give a crap.
But I didn't like. I don't like if people, hate a team, whatever. Like, when they're versing your team or they beat your team, whatever. Who cares, right? Sport's part of it. But the way people carried on about Penrith's celebrations after, they're arrogant, they're this, they're that, all through the media.
They're happy. They won.
Exactly.
Let them celebrate. I'll be honest with you. When I saw Melbourne celebrate because they won, or I saw the Roosters celebrate because they won, it annoyed me.
Yeah.
But it's just...
And people are saying, they don't have class, Hello.
Penrith.
It's rugby league, but it's rugby league.
Yeah, no.
Who cares?
Yes.
We're not here for class, all right? It's the working man's game.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what rugby league has built on.
You want
right?
class, go to union, go to AFL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go play your private school boys bloody, sports. Like,
Yeah.
rugby league is the heartland of rugby league is Western Sydney, right?
Yes, definitely.
And we don't take ourselves too seriously here.
Absolutely not.
And we don't, sip our lattes like some Bondi wankers do.
Yeah. We've got Bondi. We don't need Bondi.
Yeah, exactly. We got Bondi now.
Yeah, I saw that and burst out laughing. I went,
how
really,
funny is
guys?
that?
And you better name the beach after Mick Fanning. You just have to.
It's just in the middle of nowhere.
I
too.
know. It's just defies
weird.
logic.
Yeah.
But I don't know the science behind it either.
Yeah. It's just a lake.
Yeah, it's just let them have it.
It's a lake with some sand. Anyway.
It's a beach.
It's all good. But yeah, just the way people carried on about Penrith, and I thought,
It was just the vitriol when they were down 24-8. It was just
but-
kicking them while they're down. You think you're so special.
yeah.
Can I be honest with you? I probably would have been in that mob. if I was around the other way, so say if Brisbane had won the last two and Brisbane were getting beat, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, get away with this, get that in you.
Yeah.
But no, it's,
Yeah.
definitely.
It was great game, but great game of footy.
Fantastic football.
Probably in my top, I would say my top 3 grand finals I've seen.
Yep.
My top is 2015.
2015.
Cowboys
Oh,
Broncos. I was
yes.
there.
Didn't quite catch that.
I was. Is that a yeah?
That's a joke. No, that's not.
a
That's
Ben
because
Hunt
I'm
joke?
deaf. It's a Ben Hunt joke. Yes.
Ben Hunt joke.
Yes.
That
bit
happened
like,
right in front of me.
bit like Adam Reynolds in 2021. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, that goes down well with the South fans in my class. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a great game of footy.
It
too.
was. It was.
It was like when I
Yeah.
was watching that, I was like, because I was there. Luckily enough, I
Yeah.
was there, and I was like, I think I'm witnessing possibly the
It's-
greatest game
it
of
is.
rugby league ever played.
I'm glad Cowboys won it because when the kick after the siren hit the post, you're like,
And he
if
took
Brisbane-
forever
and
to
if-
kick that.
yeah, and if Brisbane win, like Jonathan Thurston's in the GOAT discussion
Yeah.
for halfbacks, that'll get brought up.
Yeah.
And he didn't do much. He only missed by a foot.
Yeah.
And it was the hardest possible kick for a left footer.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It hit the crossbar, didn't it?
no, it hit the bottom
hit the
of the
upright?
post. It hit
Okay.
the bottom of the post. So he had the legs.
Yeah.
He just, best it. But like for about 80% of the journey, it looked like he was getting it.
Yeah.
And it's like that would have unjustly tarnished his, because he hadn't won a Cowboys premiership.
Yeah.
He killed it in Origin.
Yeah.
It's the reverse Cleary.
Yes.
Cleary's got the
exactly.
premierships now, but he's just, he hasn't done anything in Origin.
Yeah.
Thurston's done everything in Origin. He just hadn't won anything with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad Cowboys won that one because they beat Brisbane and Brisbane started Super League. Calm as a bitch, isn't it, guys? And now Penrith ripped your heart out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them and Canberra are the ones that started Super League. So you don't like them. But you're right, 2015 to be up there. 89 would also be up there. That's a bit before your time. That one, Raiders, Balmain Tigers, and it went to extra time.
Yep.
Balmain led 14-8 with about 30 seconds to go. Raiders got to try to send it to extra time, and Canberra Raiders won in extra time 19-14. That one would be up there. Also, I'd put, I didn't mean to talk it over here, but 97 with Knights and Manly.
Yeah. Great game.
Yeah, that would be. What would you put?
I would just based on me being a Tigers fan.
Oh, don't say 2005. Just show a bit of class, will you?
But I think just with what moment we got from it,
Oh, the flick pass.
the flick pass, right?
Yes.
And the reason I say that is not just because I'm a Tigers fan, but
No,
what
okay.
that flick pass
No, right.
did for a generation of
Yes.
kids, right?
Yes.
Every kid playing rugby league as a kid or
Yeah.
at school at lunchtime and that, like,
They can do that.
they all wanted to be Benji Marshall, right?
Yep.
And it's because of that moment in 2005. And I think when something is that powerful,
Yep.
it has to be in my top 3.
Yep, that's true. All right, I'll cop that. I
And
wouldn't put it
then
in my top 3.
I
but
would
I'll
have
cop
that as third, but
Yep.
and then I would have last year's grand final
As
as
second.
second, and I would have first being 2015.
Yeah. Like from a softball point of view, 2003 is pretty good with me. Scott Sattler tackle and all that.
That was a great, another great grand final.
91 is another good one. Roy Simmons' last game, yada, 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 all that crap. Although grave injustice was perpetrated because they decided to vote on the Clive Churchill medal 15 minutes before the end of the game.
Right,
When
yeah.
the Raiders were leading.
Yeah.
And so Bradley Clyde gets a Clive Churchill medal and everyone's going, WTF.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that was, look, I've been to, 14 grand finals live now because I used to go every year with my old man and that sort of thing. But the best ones I've seen here live were probably 03.
Yeah, that would have been a big
That would have
one.
been, it was pissing down rain all day. It was not pleasant to sit in. 2010 was a good one as well because my old man was an old St George supporter and they actually won something.
Roosters St George.
Yeah,
Yep.
And that we couldn't call him St Choke that year.
Yeah, that was a special one because
Yeah.
that was Wayne Bennett and
Yeah.
and you had Jamie Soward and
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the thing. But yeah, it's like whenever you get in the go-to with the grand finals, last year will be up there.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it up around anyone with a postcode beginning with a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Townsville?
No, I've been to Cairns, haven't been to Townsville. I would like to go up there once.
Yeah, you should go watch
with
footy
the
there.
Cowboys.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
stadium.
It is.
Beautiful.
The new one, it's like an open end and that sort of thing.
Yes.
I've seen that. It's the
Yeah.
new one. That's one of the things I'd love to. I've been to Cairns.
I
Haven't
went
been
up
to Townsville.
there to unfortunately watch Tigers get.
Oh, that's right. You got, what was it, 60 something? What?
74-0.
God, at what point did you stop watching?
Yeah,
I'm off the pub. See you later.
Yeah, I stayed there the whole time because I went up there. I have a mate who lives in Townsville, so
Yeah.
he's from Townsville. He's a Cowboys fan, and
Yeah.
so I had to stay there and with him.
It's the same. Look, I'll be honest with you. I went down to Melbourne for the 2014 grand final when the Swans played the Hawks.
Yeah,
The Swans got the first goal, and then the Hawks got the next 13.
yeah,
It was, but one wasn't quite that bad. But it was like, yeah, we got flogged.
yeah.
It's like what? It's just. I'd much rather they get flogged because it's just. If they lose a close one, you got your head between your legs, swearing at the top of your lungs because you remember, we could have won. We were never in it.
Is that an amazing? I've never watched any sport at the
Wow.
MCG. Yeah,
Wow. It is so much different.
Yeah,
It is tickets are so bloody hard to get. That's the first thing you do with the AFL Grand Final. But the atmosphere, just the Calden atmosphere. I went there for a cricket game. It was Warner's debut when he got 89 in a T20 against South Africa.
right.
It was
Yeah,
in about 2008. It even wasn't full, and it was still this massive atmosphere. And I was facing this then called Great Southern Stand, now called the Shane Warne Stand.
yeah,
And it was just, wow. Like,
Yeah.
more people can fit in that stand than live in the town I grew up in.
yeah. It's crazy.
What? It's just,
mental, hey?
and the place I would like to go is Ahmedabad in India. That's got the 120,000 seat stadium when they played the Cricket World Cup final. That's even bigger. They think about trying to put the Olympics there or something. So, yeah.
120,000.
Yeah, they're just, yeah.
That's huge.
Yep.
That's massive. Yeah, I've only been to the MCG for a tour.
Yeah.
When I was down in Melbourne for the
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
And but never watched sport there. But I really want to go see an
Even
AFL game.
even if it is like, two AFL supporters you don't like, but it's just you buy a ticket just to see, just the atmosphere.
I don't mind
yeah.
watching AFL live. I think it's
Yep,
a good
it
sport
is.
to watch live.
Yep.
TV, it's a bit. I could fucking
You see so much more when it's live. You see the position, how they're doing it. and
exactly.
It's
I've been to a few Swannies games
Yep.
and a couple Giants games here, and it's good. It's really good
yeah,
live.
it is very good live. But I think with AFL, it's like a chess match. Like if someone is 2 meters out of position, that'll change a whole play.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. It's a guy called Brad Hodge. He used to play for Hawthorn. They mic'd him up once,
Right.
and he was playing for. I think he was playing for the Brisbane Lions. He was talking to a whole bunch of young fellas. The way he was saying, right, you got to stand there, otherwise he has to go that way to get around you, and I'll be here to support you if he goes that way. And the way he was talking, it's like he was playing chess.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not as much as that with rugby league, but it's just it was just the positional play which you don't get on air with AFL.
Yeah.
You see a bit more live. So
And it's crazy just how big it is too.
Oh,
Like
it's
the field.
huge. It's just massive. It's just yeah.
It's huge.
Definitely.
Now I do want to talk about Autism Spectrum Disorder,
Yep.
which you were diagnosed with earlier this year,
Yes,
officially.
officially, but I knew.
Yeah.
I knew. Yeah.
And how long did you know for before you were actually diagnosed?
I reckon about 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually a teacher at Colo who said, "You've got some of these traits." And I looked into it and I went, well, it probably is that, but that explains all the weird stuff I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I kind of didn't really pay much to it. Oh, that was when I was a kid. Now I'm an adult, so now I'm fine.
Was it sort of a relief?
It is.
For you?
It
now?
is. It is. I would say my weirdness has a name, if that makes sense. But it is. It is, but it isn't. It is because, okay, yep, all right, I'm not just self-diagnosing. I'm not just being a hypochondriac. It is fair income.
Yeah.
But, okay, what do I do now? And that's what I'm still trying to get my head around.
Yeah.
It is technically classified as a disability. So do I ask for some leeway at work here? How does this work? And also there have been times in the past that, people have talked to me about this and they've said some pretty, down to earth things about some of the mannerisms I had as a result of the autism. And that comes under discrimination legislation and that sort of thing. That can't happen. And I don't think people realise they did it, but that's a thing. It's ableism. It's called ableism. It's this thing I'm just getting my head around now. And ableism is about 20 years behind sexism, racism, transphobia, homophobia, that sort of thing. That's very prevalent. And, people call out and ableism, not really.
Yeah.
Like you hear the words, sped at school. That's not good.
Yeah.
You hear the word, are you autistic or something? And I've heard students say it. I've called them out on it. That sort of thing, spastic, and those sort of words. And it's not cool. And for a long time, I didn't realise it was not cool. It was just part of who I am and that sort of thing. Oh, well, I'm one of them, and I just realised it's not cool. And I think now I feel a bit more empowered to start calling it out, saying, hang on, that's not cool. You can't do that, and that sort of thing. So it's a relief that I know it is, but it's still, like if you were to interview me this time next year, I'll probably be able to say, yeah, I've got my head around it a bit better.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's more like, oh, God, what now? And I'm still trying to figure things out a bit.
Yeah. And what sort of, what are some of those traits?
Okay. Autism is when there's a hypersensitivity to something. So things like I would pick up what I perceive to be a hot beaker in one of my pracs, and the kid will pick it up and go, that's not hot, what are you on about, sir? That sort of thing. I react badly to loud noises a bit better, like things like echoing rooms and that sort of thing. Loud noises, not very good with. Also, emotion regulation as well, which as a teacher, there have been times where it has just, emotion regulation for me has just gone just completely not existent. And that's the time I should have realised there was more of an issue than what it was.
Yeah.
Now I know what triggers it, and that's the thing I can do. I can be more proactive about it so it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I feel that, it's that sort of thing. And the other thing is, not all autistic people have the same traits. Those are just the ones I have.
Yeah.
Like I've got a very mild form of it, but you got non-verbal autism where people struggle to communicate.
Yeah.
That happens to me sometimes when I'm having a bit of a meltdown and that sort of thing. I just struggle to talk and that sort of thing. But I can see where they're coming from. But there's that sort of thing, and because it's a spectrum, that's the reason they call it Autism Spectrum Disorder. There's a spectrum, like you've got your very severe cases and then you've got mild cases. I'm up the mild end.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they say it's not just one size fits all diagnosis. You're autistic, okay, that can mean like a billion different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess, is there, when you found out, what was there a certain trigger that you went, okay, I need to go actually find out now? Or was it just like a thing you had on your mind for a while and you finally went?
It was a thing I had on my mind for a while, but I think it was just at home, and I got really angry over some stupid little thing. And I'm just like, just because, my family were looking at me a bit funny and going, what's wrong? You shouldn't be doing this, that sort of thing. And I'm just like, I've had jack of this. I've had jack of feeling like this, and I need to get help. And I need to talk to someone about getting diagnosed and going and getting help and seeing what there is out there to help me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, people don't do that. I mean, a lot of people self-diagnose autism, and if you self-diagnose, that's great, but you don't know where to get access to help.
Yeah.
So you probably should go. It is a little pricey to get diagnosed because it's not really covered by Medicare that much, but it is worth it for me because I know so much more about myself, because they say, okay, this is the things you struggle with, but these are the things you're really, really, really good at.
Yeah.
And so that was with me. So I can talk to my supervisor at work and say, hey, this is what they've said. I can talk to family members, or how, just social interactions, that sort of thing. I can kind of plan it out a bit better and that sort of thing. So it's more, it wasn't just a trigger thing, but it was just stuff this.
Yeah.
I knew I had it. I knew. And I didn't want to make an excuse of it, and I didn't want to be labeled the autistic guy or anything like that. But I'm just like, I can't put a cap on this anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going to be to my detriment. So I might as well start the conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And it's good that I guess it's always good to have a better understanding of yourself, I feel. no matter if you've got what you've got or whatever it may be, right? Like I think to be self-aware is a really important trait. And so hats off to you for going and doing that, especially at a, it's not like you're a teenager.
Oh, God, no.
Like it would be a hard thing to sort of accept in a way. Or well, you said you kind of had already accepted it.
Yeah,
I guess,
I'd accepted it, but now I'm looking at things with a bit more clarity.
Yes.
And I think...
And that's nice, right?
It is. Oh, it's like a weight's been lifted.
Yeah.
But now it's, okay, now what? And I'm still, like I said before, I'm still trying to get my head around, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And how do I go forward from here? It's about growth and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
And like you said, to be honest, it is a disability, so you might even be able to get a sticker to get a better park at Christmas time.
Looked into it, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's no. It's things like I don't think I qualify for NDIS or anything like that. That's more for more severe cases,
right?
That sort of thing. And you know what? I'll cop that because there are still mental health initiatives you can get access through. Anyone can get access through their GP.
Yeah,
like subsidised psychologist visits. I have a psychologist who I have a very good relationship. I've been seeing him for about the last 3 or 4 years because I struggled after the birth of my second child.
Yeah,
I struggled significantly, and then COVID hit, and that was fun for everybody, wasn't it? Especially if you had a history of mental illness and that sort of thing. So then that happened, and so I would implore people, this is a medical issue like any others, and blokes are the worst offenders of not getting help. Go talk to a doctor. It is a medical thing. And it's not you being weak. It's not doing that. It is actually taking the first step and just getting a conversation started. And where it goes from there, you'll be very surprised where it goes.
Yeah, 100% agree. Now we'll change the subject a little bit.
All right.
Who do you think Panthers will be versing in the grand final this year, since you think it will be Panthers versus someone?
It should be Panthers versus someone. I mean, Panthers could have a bad day in the prelim. I'm not putting that past them. I mean,
true.
Bad days happen. They're human beings. So I've come to terms with the fact the run will end at some point. They won't win it forever. If I'm putting money on it, I'd say Penrith's on one side of the draw. I'd probably say, a lot of people are high on the Roosters this year. Maybe them. A lot of people playing high on Souths. There was a bit of internal rubbish that happened last year, and you can't convince me that's cleared up over the summer, like fully. So that was interesting. I'd probably say Roosters, the Chooks. So anyway.
It'd be a great grand final.
It would be a great grand final because we'd smash the buggers.
Yeah, I'd love to see them lose in a grand final.
Just not them. No one likes
My
them.
mate Brody will hate that. He's a massive Chookies fan. So.
Yeah, that's all right. That's
and State of Origin this year.
Oh, God.
Are you a State of Origin fan?
Massive one. I did it as my most recent Mastermind topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Origin 85 to 2005.
So that will be out.
That'll be March 25th. That went to air.
March 25th.
Yes.
That went to air.
Went to air.
Yes. Yeah.
I
awesome.
think, don't quote me on that. I haven't actually officially received notification of that date, but it's the first episode of the series this year.
Okay,
so
cool. And
SBS,
State of Origin is your topic.
Yeah, 85 to 2005.
Okay.
When New South Wales were actually good.
Okay, that's a good. Hey, 2005 was a good year.
Very good year.
Very good year.
Very good year. The sun shone on the dog's butt once in its life. Anyway.
But do you think State of Origin this year will be different with Madge as coach? Do you think New South Wales can be dominant again?
The number of times. Okay, everyone gets a bit shrill when they say Queensland gets Origin, New South Wales doesn't get Origin. Mm-hmm. The problem is, how many times has Queensland had a weaker team on paper and come out and smashed us?
Yeah.
Okay?
Too many times.
How many times has it come in around the other way? I can think of maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Okay? So, if you guys, Queensland, I made the note last year, Queensland played that they've been playing together for years. New South Wales played like they just met each other.
Yeah.
And big surprise, Queensland won. And it's like, yeah, you got the individual brilliance. You're going to have, I reckon Luai, if he's fit, should be playing Origin because he's got the good thing going with Cleary.
100%.
But the thing is, people say Panther ball doesn't work in Origin. You know what? You're right, because all our forwards are Kiwis. So you got James Fisher-Harrod and Moses Leota sitting on the sideline drinking a beer
Yeah.
Their job is pretty much go around and fold everyone in the first 20 minutes and tenderise them.
Yeah.
And then, big surprise, Penrith run all over them. And so they've got, if you're going to say Panther ball, then play like Panther ball. If you got to find the way you're going to play and stick to it.
Yeah.
You got to have a thing in mind when you pick your players. Pick players on form, not on reputation, Tedesco. Now, it's... he must have dirty pictures of someone or something getting picked. Yeah, it's because Dylan Edwards is the guy at the moment. He's safe as the Bank of England and
I
defensively.
Think so. Look, Teddy is a great player.
Yeah.
Teddy has done amazing things.
Yeah.
But there also has to come a time where you
get tapped on the shoulder and say, thanks for everything, but, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
give him the option to step away from representing
because he's captain and that sort of thing. I get that. And, he should be given the opportunity to say, look, hey, Teddy, let's have a think about this.
Yeah.
Where are we going from here?
Yeah, but he also might come out firing again this year.
He could. He's done it in the past, but
hurts me when he is
him
firing.
And Addo and Aaron Woods and
Aaron Woods doesn't hurt me.
Mitchell Moses, Pappenhausen, and
everyone. Now Luke Brooks. Nah.
Now Luke Brooks. Oh, yeah.
If he kills it at Manly, that will fucking.
If he kills it at Manly, I'm thinking, well, what the hell is wrong with the Tigers?
Yeah.
That being said, he's got a good partner with Daly Cherry Evans. He's got a good head on his shoulders and that sort of thing. Because Cherry Evans is probably getting towards the end of things.
Yeah, 35 now.
Yeah, 35. So it'll probably be more of the master apprentice sort of thing. Although Brooks isn't exactly a spring chicken himself.
Yeah,
but I could just see that sort of dynamic happen, and I think that'll do Brooks the world of good.
I think so too. I hope he does well.
Yeah.
I actually do.
Yeah.
I really do hope he does well.
Yeah.
But not too well.
No. Yeah.
Not
Definitely.
too well.
Yep.
But thank you very much for coming in.
Absolute pleasure. Can I just say, and I will say this just very forthrightly, when I see you, this guy I've dealt with, I don't know if I actually had you in the class, but the guy I've dealt with before, and I see this absolutely amazing facility, Nick, who happened to be a Year 8 science student of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got this place has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But when I see that, this makes me proud to be a teacher. Because I see you making a go of things. I see what Nick's put together. I hear stories of other students left, right and centre doing well. I've had students write for the Sydney Morning Herald. I've had students end up on TV. I've had students end up on the West End stage and all sorts of things. That is the thing that makes teaching worthwhile. And I'm very, very flattered you'd say yes to have me on the show.
Of course.
Because all I am to you is just an ex-science teacher. And from a
No,
long time ago.
You're a legend.
Oh, God, long time ago. Let's put it this way. I'm wearing this hat because I'm running out of hair.
But, I will be soon too.
Yeah, I know. You better get used to it, mate. Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming in. And remember, guys, speak free with MattyG.